make your playbills rain. Make your playbills rain. But don't actually drop them because we want to keep these and put them in our playbill binder later. So let's not ruin these beautiful things, okay? Hello, beautiful people. Here is Broadway on a budget, at least on Amanda's budget. This is how this is how I see a whole bunch of Broadway shows on a limited budget, because we're broke out here, people, but we're not gonna let the lack of money keep us from having fun. So most of the times I don't plan to go see a show. I just decide, hey, let's go see a Broadway show today or tomorrow morning. And most of the times I do that through rush tickets. Rush tickets are tickets that are offered for same-day performances. Most rush tickets are partial/limited view tickets, so you'll miss a little bit of the theater magic, but don't let that discourage you from seeing the show. If you're lucky, the teller may offer you a better viewed seat, like a better seat with a better view for rush ticket prices, if you're lucky. But sometimes even if he doesn't or she doesn't, don't be afraid of asking the teller how the view will look like from that seat. Most of the times it's not as bad as you would think. Like, you might miss a little bit of stage left or stage right or whatever, or you may be seated in the front row and you might have to look up to see the whole entire show, so you might not see the very back of the stage. But half the times it's not bad. If you're paying like anywhere between $30 to $50 for a rush ticket, missing a little bit of the rush tickets, in my personal opinion, I think it's worth it. And I've done rush tickets like a million times, so it's something I would definitely do again. Now let's say you get the rush ticket that's limited/partial view and you're like, oh my god, this sucks. And you notice that within the theater there's some empty seats that have better views. Ask the usher if you can move to that seat during, like, after intermission. Like, let's say intermission happens and the seat is still empty. Ask an usher if you can sit in that seat. 8 times out of 10 they'll say yes. The other like 2-3 times they may say no. Like, I've been to theaters where the ushers are like, yeah, you paid for a rush ticket, that's where you're gonna sit. You paid for that seat, that's where you're gonna sit. Sometimes the ushers aren't that nice, but most of the time they are. Most of the times they are, and they'll let you move up or move back depending on where you're sitting and, you know, where your rush ticket got you. So that's one type of rush ticket, the partial/limited view ticket. Another type of rush ticket is the standing room only ticket, and that ticket is exactly what it implies. You're gonna stand up for the whole entire show. Again, that might be like something you're not interested in, but you know, I wouldn't let that discourage you from seeing a show. Standing room tickets are the seats. It's not really a seat, it's like a spot where you stand. It's at the orchestra level all the way in the back. So, you know, you have all the seats and there's just like backing to the orchestra level, and that's where you stand. And it's orchestra level, you get to see everything. It's not limited view. The only bad part is the fact that you're standing for like 2.5 hours. But like I said before, same thing with the partial and the rush tickets. If you notice that there are empty seats in the theater and, you know, your usher is nice, ask the usher at the theater and see if they'll let you, you know, after intermission, sit. So for the first half of the show you might have to stand up, but the other half, if you're lucky, you can go ahead and sit down. So that's not bad. So if you want to get a rush ticket, the only way you can get a rush ticket is at the box office. I suggest getting to the box office very, very early, because rush tickets, most of the time, the prices are anywhere between $30 and $50. Very, very cheap. So they sell out quickly. The box office usually opens at 10 o'clock during the weekday. On weekends, I believe they open at 12. This is all box offices. Lines for rush tickets typically start at 8:30. 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock, depending on how popular the show is. So if you want to see a show and it's very, very popular, I suggest you get to the box office at 8:30 and wait online, because I'm telling you, the lines are going to be ridiculous. So the earlier you get there, the better your chance of getting a rush ticket. Why? Because most theaters only offer about 20 rush tickets, about 20, like 15 to 20 rush tickets per show, and every person online, you can buy up to 2 tickets for the performance of, you know, whatever time you choose. So yeah, these are some of the things can you bring chairs or blankets or anything like that? I mean, I've seen people bring chairs with them, bring blankets to sit down on the floor with. So, I mean, I've never done it. I've never brought a chair with me or a blanket. I've usually just stood for, you know, the 2.5 hours for the ticket. But to each their own, I guess. If you want to stand, stand. If you want to sit, sit. Like, no one's gonna look at you funny. First way I pay for my tickets are through rush tickets, like I said, and we already broke down the 2 different types of rush tickets that you can get. Another way that I see Broadway shows is through Broadway lotteries. Now, unlike regular lotteries, you don't pay to play, okay? You play for free. It's not even like you're playing or whatever, but you pay after you win. And you have to pay for the number of tickets that you requested, and you can request up to 2 tickets. Just like rush tickets. So like rush tickets, lottery tickets are offered for same day performances, okay? Now let me tell you something about these lottery tickets. They are not guaranteed at all, okay? At all. Sometimes they're not even available for the day that you want to go. Dear Evan Hansen. So for the lotteries, there's a time for you to enter in your name, and then obviously there's a time where the lottery ends and that's it. When the lottery ends, winners, if you're chosen and you win, you have an hour to pay for your tickets, or tickets, you know, I don't know how many you guys are trying to put your name in for. So why should I enter my name in these lotteries? Well, because even if you lose, you might win. Some companies, they host lotteries. Now, if you lose for some of them, they offer discount codes so that you will be able to see the show at a discounted price. Jamison definitely does it. Today Tix also offers, they're not, they don't own a Broadway company, but they're an app. They also offer lottery tickets through their app. And if you lose, sometimes, like I said before, they'll offer like $40 tickets for the same day performance, the day that you lost your lottery. So it's worth entering your name in these lotteries. And don't worry about the seats. If you're someone that's into like, oh my god, where am I gonna sit? Am I gonna sit in the balcony? Am I gonna sit in the mezzanine? Don't worry. Most of the time, lottery tickets are offered at orchestra level, so it's not bad. Well, those are the 2 like main ways I see my Broadway shows. Most of the time, it's gonna be a rush ticket. Sometimes it's a lottery. I don't win lotteries often, but when I do, I use the opportunity to go see a show. There are also additional resources that I use to see shows. The #1 website that I use in order to, you know, plan my shows, BroadwayForBrokePeople.com. Best site ever. And here's why. Broadway for Broke People offers, but it gives you an updated list of all the shows that are playing, when they're opening, when they're closing. It gives you links to the lotteries if the show or the theater is offering a lottery. It also tells you how much rush tickets are going to cost, how much standing room only tickets are going to cost. So if you're on a budget and you're willing to go see a Broadway show, standing room, or through rush tickets, or even going through like a lottery, Broadway for Broke People is the best website that you can use. Today Tix is another great app. Like I said before, offers discounted tickets now up to 30 days in advance. So you don't have to, you know, worry about buying discounted tickets for the week of or like the day of. Now you can plan like 30 days in advance for discounted tickets, which is really good. It's really great. Guaranteed or whatever. If you have a friend, you can use their code and you can get $10 off your first purchase through the app. And you can refer friends and you can get credit towards, like, you know, shows that you want to see. Last resource, I suggest that you sign up for all the newsletters in the world that deals with like Broadway related things, because you'll get discount codes. You get them through email. Sometimes they'll send you stuff through the mail. It's worth it, especially if you're the type of person who likes the idea of getting discount codes but doesn't like the idea of getting tickets through like things like Today Tix or doing rush tickets. So that's another resource that I use, and I would encourage you guys to use as well. So these are all the resources that I use in order to see Broadway shows. I hope you guys found this informative. I hope it helped, like legit. I really hope it did. Talk to me. There's a whole bunch of ways you can talk to me, so I'll leave links and stuff. You know, if you have questions or comments or whatever, talk to me. I'll answer questions. Yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you around somewhere.